What's up, guys? Hegster TCG, the channel that brings you guys competitive Pokemon content, here today with another top 8 analysis from last night's Hegster Top Deck tournament here. Number 5 of Series 2 had 139 players from around the world here competing, and it was definitely a stacked top 8. Very well played by a lot of these players to get into this here. 8 Swiss rounds with the top 8 cut, and yeah, a good tournament. Again, very solid. Happy to keep running these. If you guys want to play in these tournaments here, the Discord link will be down in the description here. You guys can find the Battlefy link, all that fun stuff there. And if you guys want to watch these tournaments live, the official stream is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when we run these here. I also stream live and do other PTCGO stuff as well. Twitch.tv/HegsterTCG, that will be in the description below as well as all the other socials and all the other information you guys want to take a look at. But yeah, today we're going to be looking at top 8 lists here. Excited to just go into that again, and some spice as well. I want to showcase a special list here as well that we have that I think some of you guys are excited to see as well. I'll go ahead and talk about that, but let's just go ahead and get started with this 8th place list here. Looks like it was Alec here piloting this Mewtwo and Mew list to a top 8 finish here, obviously using that Mewtwo and Mew with perfection to copy the GX Pokemon and play as attacks. Plays a lot of them here. We'll just quickly list over their usage. Greninja GX with Mist Slash to get through Obstagoon and Decidueye here. Charges GX with Flare Blitz for big damage. Reshizard, Flare Strike, and Outrage, as well as Double Blaze, are all solid attacks to have on a Fire-type attacker here that Mewtwo copy. Victini is great against Zacian, and Spreading Flames is a great attack in general. Rhyperior is here for Eternatus. Looks like Naganadel is here to snipe with Venom Shot against targets. Incineroar for just some disruption and big damage with Darkest Tornado. A bunch of support Pokemon here, 2 Dedenne, 1 Crobat and Eldegoss, and a Zigzagoon here, as well as Indeedee and Marshall technically being support Pokemon. And yeah, 4 Jirachi here to wrap it out to help some consistency of finding those cards they need from the deck, those trainer cards here. Speaking of trainer cards, we'll go into those right now. 4 Cherish Ball, 4 Quick Ball, and a Fire Crystal. Opting to play less Fire Energy so that they can be recovered easier from the discard pile with Fire Crystal. Looks like 4 Switch, 4 Scoop Up Net, and a Reset Stamp here to wrap out the item cards, and then 3 Giant Heart to find Fire Energy out of the deck. Two Boss's Orders, and of course Welder being the main engine in this deck, attaching energy from the deck to your Pokemon and drawing yourself some cards, so solid stuff there. And to wrap it out, 8 Fire and 4 Aurora for the energy count in this deck, so congratulations again to Alec on his 8th place finish as we get into our 7th place list now. ADP Zacian. So our only ADP Zacian here in top 8 was piloted by Makani Tran. Excuse me if I pronounced that incorrectly here. Obviously, Alter Creation, the attack. This deck is about dealing more damage and taking more prize cards. 2 very solid effects here, and Zacian is that main attacker with Brave Blade. Intrepid Sword is also a great way to end your turn off and accelerate yourself some energies into play. And yeah, besides that, playing Zamazenta here to sort of find yourself a little bit of a better out against these VMAX decks. So Dauntless Shield is a great way to wall out some of those Pokemon not being damaged by VMAXs here. Also plays Mawile. 2 great things on this card: Captivating Wink, being able to put bench Pokemon in your opponent's hand onto that bench, and Wily Bite is also a great way to deal more damage against stuff like Eternatus. So just a solid card in general, and then a Duraludon in the deck is also in here, so that you have an out against Decidueye. So wanting to make sure, have a good match spread against a lot of stuff, and then 2 Crobat, 2 Dedenne, and 1 Eldegoss to wrap out the 13 Pokemon in this deck. Onto item cards, plays a lot of them. Looks like 2 Cherish Ball, 4 Energy Switch to try to get that turn 1 Alter Creation. A Great Catcher here to have another Gusting out and Gusting effect against those GX Pokemon in the format like the Dedenne. 4 Metal Saucer to accelerate this metal energy into play. 4 Quick Ball, 3 Switch, and 3 Turbo Patch here. So playing Turbo Patch in the build to, again, have more options to accelerate energy into play just in case you cannot get Ultimate Ray off on ADP. Onto the other cards in the deck here. Looks like 2 Viridian Forest as a way to just find yourself energy. Not opting to play Energy Spinner in this list, so opting to play Viridian Forest instead. 4 Boss's Orders, so wanting to prioritize gusting up those 2 prize Pokemon to try to win the game in a few turns here. As well as 3 Marnie and 4 Research here to wrap out the supporter cards, as well as 2 Air Balloon and 1 Big Charm in this list. And then for energy, looks like 8 metal, 2 water, pretty standard stuff here, so here's the list again. And yeah, Makani here piloting that list to a 7th place finish. As we move on to our 6th place list, Gabe Smart here piloting Eternatus, a pretty standard build, except we realize this list actually has a card that a lot of us are playing, and Gabe opted to not play it. Quickly go over Eternatus here, if I can actually speak and talk this morning here. Dread End, 30 damage for each Dark Pokemon in play. The deck only plays Dark Pokemon, so essentially reads 30 damage for each Pokemon you have in play. And a Turtle Zone allows you to have more Pokemon in play if they're all Dark, and this Pokemon is in play, obviously. Some interesting inclusions here. 4 Crobat, pretty standard stuff. It's playing that 1 Alolan Grimer. Collect is a great way to end your turn if you're going second to draw draw yourself some cards, and it is a free attack cost and just a good Pokemon to have in play as a basic dark Pokemon to get down. 4 Zigzagoon here with Headbutt Test to deal some damage. 1 copy of Hoopa with Assault Gate to deal some nice damage as well as a 1 prize single energy attacker. Is playing 1 Galarian Slowbro V with Rapid Fire Poison so that you can poison your opponent's active. It's great against stuff like Zamazenta, and just in general, it's a free 10 damage if you can just promote it up for the turn. And also Sableye V being played in here. Load Search and Crazy Claws, 2 great attacks, also another out against Zamazenta V here. As we move to the trainer cards here, looks like 2 copies of Dangerous Drill are being played in this deck. Sorry, I'm just mixing the music here that we got. So you can play it only if you discard a Dark Pokemon from your hand, but you can discard a Tool, Special Energy, or Stadium. So again, Great Disruption is good against Mirror Match, getting rid of some of those special energies as well. So solid stuff there from Gabe. Onto the rest of the trainer cards. Looks like 4 Great Ball here, and opting to play 2 copies of Pokegear. So wants to make sure he can prioritize finding out those supporter cards that he plays a lot of here in this deck. And 2 Pokemon Communications, 4 Quick Ball, 2 Reset Stamp, and 1 Switch. So one interesting inclusion to note, no Scoop Up Net in this deck. And I mean, he got far without it, so maybe this deck doesn't need Scoop Up Net. Definitely an interesting point to take away from this tournament here. Does a Eternatus need Scoop Up Net, or can it be sacrificed for more slots like Dangerous Drill and Pokegear? It seems that he just kind of took out Scoop Up Nets, put in Gears and Drills, and seemed to still have a good time here, and plays very well. 602, I believe, into cut, or 601 into cut, I believe, maybe. I'm not quite sure exactly the record, but still had a very, very solid record here going into cuts. So good stuff on him there. As we get into the stadium, only 3 being played in this deck. 1 Black Market to deny some prizes for your opponent on your Dark Pokemon with Dark Energy on it, and 2 Dark City here to give your Pokemon some more retreat here. And it looks like 1 Bird Keeper, 4 Boss, a Marnie, and 4 Research here to wrap out the trainer cards in the deck. And it looks like going for 1 Capture Energy and 3 Hide Energy and 6 Darkest Energy in the deck here to wrap out the energy count. So yet again, Gabe Smart's 6th place list here at Hegster Top Deck number 5. As we get into our 5th place list, it was none other than Henry Brand here piloting Mewtwo and Mew. Obviously, deck we've seen a lot of here. He is our 2018 World Champion with this deck, so it's no surprise that he was playing this. We'll kind of just go over this quickly. He's playing 4 copies of Mewtwo and Mew. A lot of us are playing 3. Opting to play 4. Any other interesting inclusions here is playing Alola Muck and Muck with Severe Poison and Nasty Goo Mix. So you have a little bit of a better matchup against some stuff like the Decidueye. Also can help out with Eternatus, and this art actually looks really cool. I didn't kind of notice that. And it's also playing Gengar and Mimikyu here for the mirror match. And just Poltergeist is a good attack in this deck as well. Everything else we've sort of covered over, pretty standard stuff, is opting to play 1 Crobat, 3 Dedenne here. And still playing the Eldegoss as well as the Resetting Hole Marshadow. Onto the trainer cards here. Not playing Jirachis in this deck, so he's playing 4 Cherish Ball, 4 Pokegear, and 4 Quick Ball, as well as 2 Stamp and 3 Switch to wrap out the item cards here, as well as 3 Hearth as well that we covered, and 2 Boss, 4 Welder, and is playing a single copy of Research to be able to find some more cards out of the deck if need be, and 9 Fire, 4 Horror to wrap out the energy cards here. So yeah, again, congratulations to Henry on his top 8 finish here. As we move into top 4, it is Joseph Ambersone here with Eternatus. So 2 top 4 finishes, I believe, in Season 2. Yeah, 2 top 4 finishes in Season 2. Doing with Eternatus here, so sort of finding his stride, his footing here with Eternatus. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Obviously, we covered it. Eternatus playing a 4-3 line. It's not playing 4-4. Pretty standard stuff besides that. Playing 2 copies of the different Hoopas, or 1 of each Hoopa. So the 1 Assault Gate Hoopa and the 1 Evil Admonition Hoopa, as well as 4 Zigzagoon and a Sableye to wrap it out for the Pokemon here. 3 Great Ball, 2 Pokemon Communications, 4 Quick Ball, a Stamp, and is playing Scoop Up Net, and interestingly enough, is playing a Tool Scrapper in his deck to have a little bit of a better time against some of those pesky tools like Metal Goggles, even stuff like Air Balloon, Big Charm. Wants to be able to have an out around that, and is playing Turbo Patch in his deck, so valuing the ability to accelerate energy onto his board, and possibly even get an Eternatus powered up in 1 turn if you can flip the heads onto an Eternatus V, and then evolve it up. Obviously, you have to make sure you sequence it correctly here. But yeah, that's it for the item cards here. 1 Black Market, 2 Dark City, like we saw in the other list here that got top 8. So yeah, good stuff here. And then it looks like for supporters, 3 Boss, 4 Marnie, 4 Research with a 7-3 split, 7 Dark, 3 Hiding Energy on the deck to wrap things up. Again, Joe, congratulations for his top 4 finish. As we get into our 3rd place list here, it is another Welder Mewtwo deck. So 3 Welder Mewtwo here in top 8. Again, anything interesting, no doubt. This list is pretty similar to Henry's list. Not really much inclusions here on the Pokemon side of things that are much different. So we'll kind of just move right into the item cards here. It looks like 4 Cherish Ball is playing 1 copy of Great Catcher to Gust up here, which is very good in the mirror match as well. Again, opted to not play that Jirachi build, so he's going to go ahead and play Gears instead. So 4 copies of Pokegear, 4 Quick Ball Reset Stamp, and is playing 4 Switch in his deck, as well as 2 Big Charm as well here. So giving those Pokemon more HP. Very nice stuff here. Caden opting to, sort of just increase the HP on his Pokemon to protect against some stuff that can be a little threatening. 300 HP is definitely a lot to get through for a lot of stuff in this format here. So yeah, that's it for item cards. 2 Boss's Orders and 4 Welder here for the supporters. Pretty standard stuff we see in a lot of lists. And playing an interesting energy split here. 2 Aurora Energy and 2 Horror Energy, as well as 10 Fire. So wants to play that split here. Both effects are very good. Horror Energy putting damage back on attacking on the Pokemon who gets hit. And Aurora Energy allows you to discard a card from your hand. And discarding those attackers can be very important, especially these stage 2 attackers that cannot be played down to your bench, unlike Reshizard and Muk if you need to. So yeah, interesting stuff here by Caden. Is our third place placed player. Whole tongue twister there. So congratulations to him. Third place out of 139, nothing to scoff at here as we get into our final 2 decks here. Adam Reinhardt here piloting Eternatus VMAX to a 2nd place finish here. I believe this was his first tournament as well for Hegster tournament, so not a bad way at all to finish for top 4. Anything interesting to point out is playing Galarian Slowbro here, 4/4 land of Eternus with 4 Crobat, 4 Zigzagoon as well. That 1/1 split of Hoopas and Sableye. Pretty standard stuff we see in a lot of these lists here. Onto item cards, 4 Great Ball, 2 Pokemon Communications, and 4 Quick Ball here as Searching Out is opting to play Scoopnet, 2 Stamp, and also playing Switch. We see a lot more lists playing Stamp now, or Switch rather, as an out against Muk, which is very powerful against these Eternus lists that were just playing Dark City and Air Balloon. So it can allow them to get out of that nasty Goo Mix GX here, which is definitely something you need to do in this matchup. Onto Stadiums, only playing 2 Dark City, so no Black Market here, didn't value that, and I mean, still did get 2nd place here, so maybe not needed in this deck here. We see sort of a mix in players saying whether or not they want to play Black Market Prism Star or not, so it's interesting to see the different lists that are and are not playing the list, the Black Market here. 3 Boss's Orders, 3 Marnie, and 4 Research to wrap out the trainer cards here, and 2 Hiding Energy, 8 Dark, so still 10 Energy sort of seems to be the close sweet spot mark for this deck here, as lists are sort of getting to be a little bit more consistent and close to each other here. So again, congratulations to Adam on his 2nd place finish. As we get into our 1st place list here, it is Andrew Hendrick playing Baby Blacephalon here. So obviously with that Fireball Circus attack, a deck we thought that would probably die out here with the loss of Fiery Flint, but it seems to still be able to have a solid fitting here, and obviously finishing first out of 139 players, nothing to scoff at whatsoever. So playing 4 copies of that here. 1 Crobat, 1 Cramorant here with Spit Shot to have a good out against stuff like Bronzong, and also sniping for 160 is not shabby whatsoever. We saw it put in a lot of work here in a streamed match. You guys can go and watch that over on the Twitch channel. All those videos are up if you guys want to take a look and see what was happening last night. 4 Jirachi here, standard stuff, a Zacian, a Marshadow, and a Mewtwo here with Mind Report. Only Mewtwo I think we've seen here in top 8, like with this Mewtwo card. Allows you to put supporters back and recover stuff like Welder and Boss. It's great in combination with Scoopnet and stuff like either Oricorio to draw into it, Jirachi to draw into it. Good stuff all around. You can even draw into it with Welder if you want to. So a lot of good stuff here. I actually have alerts popping up here as people are following over on the Twitch channel. That's awesome. So thanks for everyone who's been putting in their support and following over on the Twitch channel as well. I forgot I have my alerts turned on here. But anyways, continuing the list here. 4 Fire Crystal to recover those Fire Energy is a must-have in this Blacephalon deck. 2 Great Ball to search out those Pokemon, as well as 4 Quick Ball. And obviously 4 Skill in that 4 Switch to get Jirachis out of the active and to reuse stuff like Mewtwo. As well as 4 Giant Hearth here, the Stadium of Choice, to make sure that those Fire Energies get out of the deck and into the Babylon's player's hand to deal big damage. Can also discard cards from your hand, so you can also get Fire Energy in the discard pile to use with Fire Crystal. And onto supporters, obviously 4 Welder, the main engine in this deck is Welder into your Blounce, so it's no surprise that this deck plays to 4 Welder as the maximum amount of Welder. It probably would play more if there was no cap on how many supporters you could play, and 1 Boss's Orders to wrap it up for the trainers, and 18 Fire Energy in this deck. 18 fire. It needs a lot of energy to power it up. And yeah, that is it for top 8 here. But I also want to go over a spicy deck that I want to showcase for you guys here. If I can search it up here, if it wants to come up here. It is Israel Sosa's top 16 Butterfree list here. So obviously Butterfree VMAX does 150 and confuses and poisons. So in combination with the Rillaboom with Voltage Beat to power it up, gets all set up with this Executor, Alone Executor and Rowlet with Super Growth, SGOTP here, powering up or evolving into those Pokemon very fast, getting Rillaboom out even as soon as turn 2. So you can get powered up with Voltage Beat to get energy onto your Butterfree VMAX and start swinging. Sort of the engine of this deck also plays double V with Soft Wall and Revenge Blast as a great attacker as well. They can be powered up in one turn with Rillaboom, as well as 2 Crobat and 1 Eldegoss here, and a lot of different trainer cards. 2 Ordinary Rod here to recycle some of those Pokemon and energies from your deck. 2 Pokemon Communications, 4 Quick Ball, a Reset Stamp, and is playing this Tag Call engine here, so playing 2 Tag Call can search out this Executor and Rowlet, as well as stuff like Cynthia and Caitlyn, which allows you to get supporters back and draw yourself some cards. Guzma Hala as well, and Malon here, 1/1 on the counts of those cards here, and 2 Power Plant, the same choice. Obviously, the deck doesn't need GX and EX abilities, so Power Plant is a great way to shut those down. Onto the rest of the supporters we did not cover here. Looks like 2 Bird Keeper, 3 Boss, and 3 Marnie and 4 Research here to wrap it out. So a lot of draw and some good tag team supporters as well with this Tag Call engine here. And it looks like 1 Air Balloon as well as a good opt to retreating, as this deck actually plays no switch. So no switch in this deck, interesting enough. Opting to just play the 1 Air Balloon as a switching out. So a little risky, but it seemed to have paid off for Sosa here. And onto energy count, looks like 1 Capture Energy to get out those basic Pokemon here. 2 Weak Guard Energy, and it looks like 10 Grass Energy. Obviously, want a lot of those to cycle them with Rillaboom here. So we'll leave this here as we give our final words here. Thanks, guys, for making it to the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and again, check out all the stuff in the description. Discord link and everything will be there. Hopefully. It should be there. It should be there if I do my stuff correct here. So again, big shout out to watching. Big shout out for you guys who have been watching these videos and supporting the content here. It means a lot to me, guys. Make sure you go subscribe to the Twitch channel, follow the Twitch channel, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Have yourselves a nice day.